Chopping broccoli. Chopping broccoli. CKM music. Hello, everybody. Yes, it's Whosyer Dufus. We are doing a little special, unanticipated, unannounced live with some lore. A short live. And sorry, I normally post thanks for clicking on, but I got a little carried away with the music there from CKM. Again, our intro tonight, chopping broccoli, just practicing, CKM. Shirt person, you'll notice. And we're going to talk about a little bit of lore. Hello, Cam, Sable, much love. Breeway, I see you are in here. Thank you very much, as always. Hey, Mater. Anybody else am I missing? Watching people win or fail. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Cats and kittens, hippies and squares. Peace, love, dove. It's Tommy Hawks, your cruise missile of rock. Sorry, I used to do that back in the 80s. All right, here we go. Some lore. Shirt person. I'm officially a shirt person, and I've even got the shirt. Obviously, I made it myself from one of the shirts I was, t-shirts get stained and stuff, especially white ones, and you got to buy new shirts. So, hi, Tammy Zulu. Hey, Tupelo, how are you? Guy Bassett, how are you? We're going to talk about what a shirt person is, why there are shirt persons, and we're going to talk about who the shirt persons are, because shirt person seems, the shirt people seem to be getting a lot of attention lately, and there are some people that just don't know what the heck it's all about. So you will be able to clip this and show them. But first, I've got a couple of stories we got to I got to bring these up. First of all, Trump prepares to surrender in New York as police brace for protests. This is from the New York Times. Donald Trump prepared on Friday to surrender to prosecutors in Manhattan next week as the New York police brace for protests and sharply partisan responses from Democrats and Republicans ushered in a tumultuous time for a deep polarized nation. I will not disagree with any of that opening paragraph from the New York Times. The word we are getting is Trump's going to be surrendering on Tuesday, somewhere between 2 and 2:30. I will be live Tuesday at 1:30 in the afternoon, and we'll just be monitoring and see what happens. So if you'd like to join, if you'd like to spread the word, please do so. So we probably won't have a regular Tuesday night show unless I've been talking with Corinne, of course, and I've invited Corinne to come on Tuesday night to get her response if Trump is indeed incarcerated come Tuesday. So I don't know if she'll do it or not. She may be pretty busy that night. She may not be happy that night. But nonetheless, I've invited her, and I'm going to be on Tuesday afternoon. I may be on Tuesday night anyway. I'll let you know Tuesday, but just know that I'm going to be on starting 1:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time to see what happens. And if it doesn't happen Tuesday, then we will hang on a second. If it doesn't happen Tuesday, then we will be on Wednesday, if that's when it's supposed to happen. But the word I'm getting, it's Tuesday somewhere between 2 and 2:30 is what my sources in DC are saying. One other little quick story I wanted to share. This comes from Radar Online. Ex-President Donald Trump will likely be sent to Rikers Island if found guilty of criminal charges. If Donald Trump is found guilty of any of more than 30 charges, including his historic indictment, of course, that an ad would pop up. He could be jailed at New York's infamous Rikers Island or a state prison, radaronline.com has learned. So, just a couple of things a couple of tidbits I wanted to share, just in case you weren't aware. And again, let me hop over to the chat real quick and say hi, Joy, shirt person. This shirt person's nonsense reminds me of the Dr. Seuss book Sneetches. I don't remember that one, Tupelo. I don't remember Sneetches. I was, I grew up with one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. I will not eat green eggs and ham. I will not eat them Sam-I-am. I will not eat them in a box. I will not eat them with a fox, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't remember Sneetches. Shirt people hate freedom. No, of course we don't. All right. Who are the shirt people? Well, I decided after, okay, first a little lore as why I'm doing this. I for a couple of weeks, I don't know, maybe not a couple of weeks, 10 days, 2 weeks, I don't know. I've been hearing all this talk about, the shirt people, and shirt people, and shirt people this and shirt people. And I didn't know what it was until today. Honestly, I didn't. And I didn't bother asking because it didn't seem like, I'm hearing it, but obviously I'm not a shirt person, so it's not impacting me. Today I find out I'm a shirt person. And I found out, that we're kind of elite, and I wasn't aware of it. I found out in Rooster's chat, at Rooster Doll, if you're unfamiliar with that channel. Also at Oxford Telescope for Telescope's Tavern, Damnation Drive-In, Sam and Baldy, and G Abbott. We're not sure what's going on with G Abbott. I've got a couple of messages that G Abbott has gone missing, and I hope it's nothing nefarious or I know what it's like to suddenly be missing. All of a sudden, you're back one day, and the next day, poof, you're gone for another 2 weeks. Anyway, so I found out that it was about the BTM shirt from like 8 months ago. Okay, and I thought, how utterly nonsensical. But nonetheless, it is about the names over here. What? Hold on a second. I didn't realize. I should have looked at that. The BTM Discord is up, and I'm on there. You're
the ones who did that work.
Oh, and sounds like Telescope is too. These are. I'm on the shirt. Anarchy Princess, American Dufus, and Elisa Marie's pistol, right there in order with Elisa Marie, and then Al Munson, king of the shirt people, king of the trolls. So yeah, I'm up here near the top. Now I also learned today that the closer to the center you are, the more significant and the more important and the bigger the role you played. And I noticed Joy right here in the center. So I'm guessing Joy was the one behind the whole thing. But I don't know. Let me see if I can get this.
We did that work.
Whoa, Telly. Come on now. Going up. Let me see if I can get this a little bit. Can I get this Any bigger? I don't think I can. No. Okay. Al Munson, Alyssa Marie's pistol, American Dufus. And in all honesty, when this shirt came out and I found out I was on it, I was shocked. I was surprised. Because these are the all-stars, these, and not just anybody's an all-star, obviously. There's only, so many. Um, so that's what the shirt person is. I'll go ahead and read down the list here. Me, AP, Anarchy Princess, shout out to AP, and the absolute greatest clip of the series. Your truck is on fire. For those that don't know, well, you're going to have to dig a lot deeper lore than we're into tonight. I think this is Baby and Ben Nevitt's Black Bear, BTM Sparky, Butterflies Are Free, Buzzed Chef. I think that's Cameron right there. And I'm not going to read the whole name. Chode Jeans, CKM Music, Claude, I think. I can't read that one. Contributor, what's it say? Somebody help in the chat that knows what the cunning stunt, of course. Claude and Coast Cider, that's who it is. Cunning, Dire Wolf, Defender of Ants, Dragonland, Ellie, Emerson Biggins, one of my favorite names of all time. Eric, Field Golden Retriever, Freedom Squirrel, G. Abbott, and then we go up to Gary, Graham Beck, Grant, Guy Bassett. Shout out to all of you that are in the chat at the moment. I'm not over there, but Guy Bassett. I'm not sure what that is. What's after Guy? I can't read that, and I'm having trouble reading some of the others. Jackknife, Jameson, Jay Corey, Jeff, Jersey J, John Rule, Joy, right there in the very center. I'm telling you, those, all the connect the dot people. This is what they're using. Oh, if anybody has been involved with any kind of Democratic Party function, even any kind of liberal thing, it is never organized. Okay, it's just not. There are too many free thinkers, to be honest with you. There aren't enough sheep. Sheep are on the other side. This is everybody's their own. Not only aren't there a whole lot of Indians, everybody's their own chief, and come together as you can tell by the diversity of the shirt itself, come together over very limited goals and purposes in many cases. And it's just, I don't know, once I learned today that this was these were the dots. I'm sorry, but let me get back. It just amazes. Where are we at? Just here in the shadows. Just a lazy gamer. I'm not sure. Jersey Gal, is that who that is? Carl Stanton, Kawhi, Landon, Lisa Hurley Girl, Lori Arnold, the rambunctious unicorn, rainbow unicorn, Lotus Bunny. Who's that? Margot Wild? Is that what it says? I don't know. I'm sure the chat's helping. I hope the chat's helping me out if they can read it better than I can. Max Flower 13, Mr. E, Wannabe, Midnight Blue, Mike Oxlon. The names, the creativity of people, Emerson Biggins and Mike Oxlong and Anita Dickens and all of the others. I told the guys, I said, look, I'd really like to name the band Anita Dickens. And they're like, why? Who's that? And then the drummer was like, Anita Dickens, so, but we're not. Let's see, where was I? I'm sorry. I apologize. But the absurdity of all this, Mud Pig Trucking's fat wife. Nancy McLaughlin. Not sure who that is.
And it's bullshit. And he
Of course it is, Telly. I'm sorry, man. Telly always had, my son. And for those that don't know, he's not my real son. Okay. Before that becomes lore. Yes, I would have driven to a 7-Eleven 3 states away, when he was a kid. And no, I wouldn't have taught him how to write. I'm kidding. I love Telly. Patton McCrotch, also a great name. Paw Patrol BTM and Filosa. I think that's Telescope right there. Princess of the Dairy Queen. Is that Claude? I'm not sure. Racine. Red Squirrel. Samuel. Sean Crow. Chucky. Shaka. I'm not sure who we got here. Shannon Leslie. Sweet, is that Sweet Alicia? No, that's Telescope here. Who was up there? Who is this? I can't read it. I'm sorry. I apologize. And the names they're running together on this screen. I apologize. Here's Telly down here with Tierney, Tyson, and watching people fail or win. So if you go by shout out to all the fellow shirt persons. Much love. Mwah, mana, mana, mana. We are the champions. We're special. We're the elite. We are topic of conversations more often than not. So rock on. If you go by the the closer to the center, then watching people fail or win. Al Munson, me, Telescope, Emerson, G, Midnight Blue, Gary up here. None of us were really involved in anything, and all these other people are to blame. Oh my gosh. So there we go. Um, oh, we're going to make new and improved shirts. Is that for real, Joy? Or yeah, here, let me show this. You know, I'm not going to pull my shirt up and show my six pack or anything. Yeah, I'm 64 years old. I still got a six pack. I can still bounce the pecs. Are we going to have a new shirt for real? I don't like Dairy Queen. I never chatted in BTM. This is all ridiculous. I get it out. Italian Princess, I didn't know you were Dairy Queen. But yeah, I get it. It is incredibly ridiculous. And like I said, I wasn't I was shocked when I found out I was on the shirt. I mean, there's Lori and DOA and AP and Telescope and all the freaking stars, and I didn't I wasn't really very active on BTM. I was there a lot watching and laughing my butt off numerous times, and sometimes going, oh, but I wasn't, I wasn't really active, but nonetheless, I made it on the shirt, and yeah, I never got my shirt, or I'd be wearing it tonight instead of. But this is. I may even auction this thing off. This is one of a kind. Yes, Italian Princess. I get it. It's totally absurd. But now at least people that didn't know what it's really all about. I'm sorry, but Telescope's not a star. I'm just saying. Okay, Mater, that's fair enough. But Telescope was on the ground. Telescope was at the mall. Telescope was at Bunker Hill. And those people were the ones on our screens all the time. So I don't, I get a kick out of Sam and Baldy, their intro. For some reason, and even though I'm part of it, but the intro never gets old. It just doesn't get old. And I even at the end of the intro where Telescope's singing about the yeast, and I it wasn't planned, but the timing was freaking perfect, and it's hilarious, and it never gets old. And tonight, or in all the openings, I forget where I was going with it, but Sam and Baldy talking about. I remember what it was. Why I brought that up, because they have Mags in there. They have Mags American in there each time too, and he just I don't know. He's intense. He gets really intense, and Baldy really triggers him. And he talks, he talks about everybody like we're some giant organized organized threat. And he also, and the reason I really brought it up is because he says on the opening every single time, why don't you show your face on television? And every time I want to say, man, I didn't know we were on television all this time. I just thought we were just doing a little online kind of thing here. But, I'm going to have to make sure my hair's always straight if we're on television. So, yeah, the idea that there were stars, I got to kind of claim responsibility for part of that, because I did an episode comparing everything to to a sitcom and to network television, and how Lori and AP and Ant were the Three's Company odd couple-ish three main stars, and that the squirrels came in and out, at like during peak ratings time to increase viewership, and that Telly and JJ were like the stars of other series that make appearances just on rare instances to totally peak. And I was doing it joking more than not, and a lot of people kind of took off with it. Anyway, Max Flower. Max Flower's a shirt person, and Max Flower's the only reason I ever found BTM. And I probably wouldn't have started covering all this as much as I did had I not found BTM, because I went to the 1776 streamers, and all of them immediately that I tried to, I'm an actual journalist, and I do this, and I've got a question, and that's all it took. And I would get I get banned. It didn't take long to figure out they really don't. There's something going on here where they don't really want to answer a lot of legitimate questions that are asked, and of course that kind of piques your curiosity anyway. And it was in Wizzy's chat, I'm pretty sure. I got to stay for a couple of seconds, and Max Flower told me to go to behind the mirror to find out what was really going on. And then once I got over there, she said, "Okay, to catch up, you got to watch Carl Stanton's channel for the lore." And she was spot on both counts. So no wonder Max Flower's. I have no doubt Max Flower, Lisa Hurley, they're the superstars. They're the superstars without a doubt. So that's really all I had. I wasn't really planning on doing this. I was going to do it on Telescope's Tavern if he was live, but I texted him to see if he's going live, because I wasn't going to go if he was, and didn't hear back. So I popped on here, and there's actually some Sable, stop calling people's mother. Calling people's mother? A private text between her and that. Ooh. CKM provided music and comedy, nothing nefarious. I love CKM, Italian Princess. Yeah, I use his music a lot. And the very first time I heard his music underlaid behind the BTM stream, I was like, yeah, I asked him when I saw him in the chat, I said, "Man, can I use some of that music to open the show?" And he's like, "Yeah, use anything you want." And people, not everybody goes to his channel, but the people that hear it on here, of course, go to his channel, subscribe to CKM Music. But the people that hear it on here, especially like on Facebook and YouTube, or on Facebook and Twitter, that aren't so familiar with him on YouTube, they who is that? So yeah, it's and I've always kind of looked at it that way, that people get real possessive of their contents and stuff, and I've always looked at it as, um, if I show if I show something from somebody else, um, they're more likely to go and check them out than if they wouldn't have seen it here. Not that everybody comes here, I'm just saying, I look at it that way too. If Sam and Baldy mention the channel, there are people that watch Sam and Baldy that don't have a freaking clue who I am. So it benefits. And yes, I did get to watch. I was rehearsing tonight. Okay, the guys I used to play with a long time ago, we're going to get together if it doesn't fall through. We're going to get together and record a few of the songs we had, because we kind of feel like maybe they stand the test of time, and they are different from anything that's out there now. Anyway, so yeah, I was rehearsing tonight, and I missed Sam and Baldy, and Telescope called me while we were rehearsing, and on a break I called him back, and he said, "You got to watch Sam and Baldy tonight. You got a shout out." And I'm like, "Oh, shout out from Sam and Baldy?" And he said, "I don't know." Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about that tomorrow night in the actual real show, as far as you can call it a show. I mean, gosh, I don't have a backdrop. I don't have the animation. I don't have the editing skills. I don't have, that all these incredibly talented people do. But and I advise you, if you're not already subscribed, go like and subscribe and hit the notification bell at Rooster, at G Abbott when she gets back, at Telescope, at Hot Mess Summer, and of course Sam and Baldy at Damnation Drive-In. They're getting real close to 500. They're like 20 subscribers away from 500. So if you haven't gone over there, go over there and subscribe, if you would, please. And the same with the other channels. It's not that we're all like interconnected or anything. It's just that we all have senses of humor, and all the channels are different. Like I said, I don't have the fancy, tavern that Telly's got. I don't have the animation or the editing skill, the animation of Rooster or the Sam and Baldy. I don't have the editing skills of G Abbott. I just kind of got me, and so that's different than everybody else does. And yeah, we all are about actual freedom, and trying to kind of tamp down the hate, and bring out the laughter. In a lot of cases, that's kind of what some of the things that loosely affiliate all the channels together, and they're all incredibly talented people. Summer's incredibly unique in her own right, and I didn't say go, but go subscribe, like, share, all that with Hot Mess Summer. And I'm not going to apologize to Summer for getting her into this, even though I probably should. But yeah, Summer only got into all this because she came on the show, and we were talking about trafficking and sex work. And if you're brand new to the show, hello, thank you. This is the American Dufus channel. I usually do Dufus After Dark, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Just moved to 10 p.m. for the summer hours, and normally at 9 p.m. through the winter. And I just do it have different segments and talk about different things and have incredibly unique and interesting guests. So that's kind of what I do. Let me hop over here to the chat for a couple minutes. I mean, I've been going here longer than I actually. Hi, Angie Q. Welcome. Thank you for clicking on. Greatly appreciate it. Consider hitting the subscribe, like. I don't talk about that. I talk about that more on other people's channels. But yeah, hit the subscribe, hit the like. You want me to keep this up for a little bit? Are you in a chatting mood, or because like I said, I didn't have a whole lot of content. I just wanted to come on and kind of make fun of the fact that that shirt person is a thing, and that the whole secret to the opposition, I guess, to the freedom movements. Freedom movement is just a mask for hate groups in many cases. Just saying, just calling it like it is. Not everybody that feels those ways do so out of hate. There are some with real concerns in their opinions, but a lot of it's hate. Sure, people have feelings too. Yes. Oh, okay, baby. Got to go to bed. Work in the morning. Guy Bassett said, "Let's chat." All right. If shirt persons versus freedom. Brett was complaining about, yes, Ange, that's why I did all of this. Was I learned about it in Rooster's chat this afternoon, and Brett was in there actually complaining about it. I'm going to take that back and give the right order, because Rooster was showing us Brett complaining about it. Then Brett came in and actually complained about it to us directly. So, yeah, he coined the term shirt person, shirt people, and shirt person. Yes, we got storms coming again. Lisa Hurley's proud to be a short person. Are they making fun of short people too? Or is that supposed to be short? Storms are coming again. Last week we had tornado warnings go off where I'm at, and it was our 30-minute warning sign that there was a tornado approaching. And took a look at the radar, and yeah, it was on the ground about 30 minutes away from us. It dissipated and didn't get here. We got the same thing coming this Tuesday. Depending on the jet stream, the speed of the jet stream, and how fast it's pushed, it'll either be late tomorrow night or Tuesday. And if you are in Missouri, if you're in Arkansas, if you're in Iowa, especially Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, northern Alabama and Mississippi, even. This is going to be like it was last week, hitting the Midwest and upper South. It's just going to be bigger as far as area encompassing, and above that, above those states, you get above Iowa, you get into South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, You guys are going to get a blizzard. You're going to get feet of snow. Now, I know there are channels that say that the government is controlling the weather. Um, there are some theories, especially with HAARP, HAARP. I'm not going to get into all that tonight. No science tonight, with the exception of saying that the government's not controlling this weather, um, and if government has control of weather at all, it is on an incredibly limited basis. And what's happening, the reason things are getting intense has to do with the magnetic poles, the magnetic field, and with solar energy. Um, it's solar wind. When I say solar energy, you think of solar panels. That's not the energy I'm talking about. I'm talking about solar weather. But anyway, like I said, I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to say that this coming Tuesday, day after tomorrow. Well, actually, I'm in Monday now. It's 1:35 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So tomorrow, um, just kind of be weather aware. The potential for strong and damaging storms are going to be there. Everything's lined up. Jet stream, the moisture coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. We've got hotter weather here, colder weather coming in. Everything's lined up. Just be aware and be prepared. Make sure you got some water. Make sure you got some batteries, flashlights. Power up your phones, charge your laptops. Just be prepared. Have some snacks, non-perishable snacks, or not non-perishable necessarily. I guess Twinkies about the only non-perishable snack, but things that aren't going to require refrigeration, just in case you're without power for 72 days or 72 hours. Mother Nature, yeah. Either way, Mondays suck wherever you are. Mother Nature hates shrooms, is my guess. The wind's intensity, yes, it has, and on a sustained and prolonged basis, the wind has been incredible. Every 1,000 years, this happens. It's actually about 12,000 years for polar excursions. We've got active polar excursions right now. Both the North and South Pole are both moving. It's been 12,000 years since that happened. Of course, human history, even if humans were around then, human history does not go back that far. So we're not really sure what's going to happen. The hope is that the two poles quickly go back to where they belong, and they don't rapidly flip. Cam, we will get Christmas this year. Canceled. Gonna get Christmas. Daylight savings time screws up our minds too. Yeah, I'm not a big fan, Jeff. I'm not a big fan at all. If you live in a mobile home, stay safe. And I've got a mobile home park that is across, literally down the street and across the street from me. So if the tornadoes are coming at the mobile home park, they're going to get to me first. Yesterday in California, in the Bay Area, 75 degrees. And I'd like that. I would love to have some 75 degrees sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Weather hasn't been recorded that long, only 150 years. Ange, I was talking about the pole shifts, I was talking about the pole shifts, not the weather. But yeah, we haven't tracked weather all that long. Hello, Robert. welcome. We got hail all weekend. And hail can mess you up too. Even if, even the smaller size stones hurt, let alone get hit in the head with something the size of a baseball. And for those that watch the show know that we follow Reed Timmer. We highlight Reed Timmer, Storm Chaser, and some of the things. One episode we had of his, he had hailstones that were literally like this, like grapefruit, and one of those hit you, you will know it. Hi, Shelly G. I live in fifth wheel trailer. I'm glad I'm not in the Midwest, and my cat is too. Yeah, but man, they had tornadoes in Los Angeles. That's just an indication of how intense weather might become. And if the government is behind it, they screwed it all up and it's out of control. And it's, I'm not saying they didn't do it. Easter canceled with exaggerated egg prices, but we couldn't keep the market down long enough. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can. Oh, Cam. I did see something that I found that they're predicting that Cracker Barrel is going to go out of business in 2023 because they're no longer going to be able to afford the products that make them famous, namely eggs and chickens. Remember the tornado in LA in the 80s? Yeah, it's not, I mean, the 80s, all the way back in the 1900s, 43 years ago. Wow. It's insane to think that. The 80s, never mind. I'm not going to talk about my 80s experience. To have the wisdom to know the difference of what to believe in our government. For those that don't know, I was involved in politics a little bit, and I talked about it on here. But yeah, the actual government and the perception of what the government is in most people's minds is different. I'll just leave it at that for now. I'll maybe go in depth on that at another time. Dyeing Easter eggs and doing the egg hunts, can't afford it with these egg prices. Easter has to be canceled. It's all a part of the war against Christianity. I'm concerned that we're going to have another avian flu situation and lose a bunch of birds again as we get into the spring. Thank you, Guy. Today's Palm Sunday. Said so many prayers for so many different people that I got tired. That's a good way, in my opinion. That's a good way to get tired. Next we need to cancel Halloween. Canceling Halloween? May have to turn on Damnation Drive-In to accomplish the mission. Oh, yes. Okay. Like I said, Telly called me and said, you got to watch it. So I watched the first little bit of Damnation Drive-In, Sam Singe and Baldy Banks, um, hiding behind cartoon characters on TV, as Mag says. And Jesus, they had Jesus on there. And Jesus says that DOA and I are on thin ice, and that he's watching us. I'm pretty sure it's not the real Jesus, because the real Jesus would have known that DOA doesn't want to be on any list with me at all, even if it's from Jesus. I'm not sure why, but that, DOA's made that very clear. But yes, if you haven't seen, and you gotta have a sense of humor. You gotta have a sense of humor. But yeah, Sam and Baldy on Damnation Drive-In. I'm gonna talk more about that tomorrow night. South Park has a great Easter show. Never even been to a Cracker Barrel. Great breakfast food. All as long as they're open, you can. And I'm I'm an oddball in many shapes ways, but I like breakfast. Breakfast is my favorite food. I don't. I generally never eat breakfast at breakfast time, but breakfast is my favorite food. A good brunch is one of my favorite things in the world. But I like Brenner too. I like breakfast for dinner too. And Cracker Barrel, yeah, they're known for biscuits and gravy, fried chicken, comfort food, and breakfast foods. You're welcome, Tupelo. Mater, everybody here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down here. I've been on for almost an hour, and really didn't have a lot to talk about. Biscuits and gravy. Yes. Yes. I actually, Jeff, I did had an episode, I don't know, one night last week. I think it was last Tuesday's episode, Science and Stuff. And I had, there were a group of high school kids from England, and they took biscuits and gravy over to them and fried chicken. And the kids experienced B's and G's for the first time and fried chicken. And it was, biscuit over there. A biscuit is a cookie. And a, uh, and a biscuit here, of course, is like, a little mound of heaven. My favorite thing was always uh, an order of hash browns on the bottom, 2 eggs over easy on top of the hash browns, and then a half order of B's and G's on top of all of that. That was my 3:30 to 4 o'clock in the morning after a rock and roll show meal. And and um, oh, love some B's and G's. I like shrimp and grits too. I remember the Hardys. Who said that? Oh, sorry. I didn't want that to pop up. Why is that up? Why did my antivirus come up? Waffle House. Waffle House makes some good food, cheap. The small mom and pop restaurants are the best places. Yeah, they are. I'd love that, Lisa Hurley. We're actually, we're not all that far away from each other. Probably, we're probably, 4 or 5 hours, so we could meet in the middle somewhere. Loaded pancakes are the shit. What kind of I'm a regular. I just like pancakes. But you start putting whipped cream and strawberries and I'm not going to kick you out of bed. No, we are not, Dufus. I got you. Okay, cool. We'll meet somewhere in the middle sometime and uh, blow up the internet for a couple of minutes. All right. Again, I'm coming up on an hour. So thank you all for being here. Thanks for clicking on. I didn't know if anybody would because I'm not normally on here on Sundays, or if I am, it's with a panel. And I'm going to get back to the ladies panels now that the channel's back up and I can start planning things out a little bit. I like those, and also we're gonna keep talking about mental health on the show. We're gonna keep talking. We've never been a 1776 restoration movement opposition centric show, with the exception of a few episodes where it was about nothing but that. And I haven't been talking a lot about him. I did the shirt person thing, but I'm still not. It's still not. There are so many other things that we need to just pay a little bit of attention to, and there are more than enough channels about those people. All right, I love you guys. Thank you, Mike. Subsonic. The original Indiana Waffle Houses back in the day were pretty good. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And see ya. Protest on Tuesday over Trump indictment. I'm going to be on Tuesday at 1. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to be on Tuesday at 1:30. Again, not our normal time. I'm going to be on at 1:30 in the afternoon, and we're just going to monitor and see what happens, and we'll go as long as necessary. I'll be on tomorrow night at 10, and then Tuesday at 1:30 in the afternoon. I love you all. Thank you all for being with me. Namaste. Shalom. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Blessings be upon you, if you so desire, from the Most High, His Son Christ Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. If you're not a spiritual person at all, hey, I love you, and it's okay. Peace. Positive vibrations, all of you. Much love. It's a dark world. Try to be a